Hey guys, Missy here. So, first, I want to thank you for subscribing and liking. It really means to me that the time I put into this and what I wanted to get out of this is helping other people. And so, if you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, leave a like to the video. If you have questions about anything, because I'm going to throw out a lot, just let me know in the comments, okay? So, also, I am on Your Chronic Illness Guru on Twitter, which I just put on there. So, check that out. I'm posting pictures pretty regularly. So, what's been going on with me now is that I've been having such a hard time with my port. I had a pick line for a while. It was my seventh pick line, and this will be my fourth port. But in order to do the port, they wanted to give me what's called a port holiday, um, which ended up being like a port party because it ended just recently and it's been going on for like 4 months, 5 months. And it's like, that's not a holiday, that's a vacation. So I was on a port vacation and I was getting IV treatment, which is my Zofran, Benadryl, and hydration every Monday at the infusion center, intravenously, peripherally. And so after they couldn't get a vein, they sent me to the ER. I ended up having to get a PICC line. I hate PICC lines. Like I said, I've had seven, and like five have got infected. Um, because it's like insane how clean you have to be with them. And I've done videos about them in the past. I hate PICC lines. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them. So I was on my doctors being my own advocate, sending them messages every day, copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste. My Stanford doctors, my John Muir doctors, my Sutter Health doctors, um, any doctor I could think of. And then I finally decided to go to the surgeon who put my first port in. He was a genius, super innovative, super creative. And what he did is, after Stanford had several failed attempts to do my port, they kept saying, well, you might wake up with a port and you might not. And I kept having surgery and then not doing good during surgery. And so they ended up not ending up with a port, and it happened 3 times. So I said, well, I'm not doing that again. So I went to the surgeon who did my first port. And he actually had to separate the cartilage and the nerves, or I'm sorry, the cartilage and like the blood vessels, and then move the nerve to put the port in, and I had to be intubated, and that's why there's been a gap between videos. So I apologize about that. I wanted to make sure that I knew what the situation was and how I handled it, excuse me, before I put it on here, because if you've seen my other videos, I don't like to do YouTube videos unless I really feel confident about what I'm talking about. I'm not a doctor, I'm an advocate, and that's how I finally got the surgery, is by being my own advocate, because they said, "Oh, we're just going to keep the PICC line." And I said, no, we're not going to keep the PICC line. That was not the plan. That is not going to happen. And so how about no? So, I just got on them and on them, I think, until I just annoyed the crap out of them. Stanford said they didn't want me to get a port, and I said that was unacceptable because for the rest of my life I'm going to need treatments. So I know I'm yammering on, but a lot has been going on. Um, After that, I had a lot of pain and bleeding from my port, and what I hear a lot is, that's interesting. And I hate it because it's like, yeah, everything's interesting. Gastroparesis is interesting. Feeding tubes are interesting. Gastric stimulators are interesting. Ports are interesting. PICC lines are interesting. The fact no one can get a vein is interesting. The fact that this is a genetic and not diabetic gastroparesis is quote unquote interesting, and I'm so tired of hearing interesting. And I know you guys can relate with hearing the same thing over and over. Like I've heard so many times, we just don't know what's going on with you or how to help you. And I just end up lost. So my weight went down quite a bit. I haven't really had an appetite lately. Beastie, I'm doing a video. Beastie wants to be in the video. Beastie, say hi. Say, hi, family. Hi, family. We love you. Say hi, Beastie. My baby. He's my care dog, and I turned into his care parent because he is super high maintenance, but I love him to death. I don't know what I'd do without him. Anyway, I'm shaking the camera. I've been yammering on. Do you have any questions? Let me know. Again, subscribe. Beastie, I'm trying to do a video here. Sorry. So just subscribe, like the video. If you have questions, this is a huge deal. It's a huge deal to not be able to get a port and know that that's what you need, or in a different setting or a different situation, knowing that you need something that a doctor refuses to give you. I'm here to tell you, if you're constantly your own advocate, I don't know if it's that the doctors get annoyed or what it is, but if you keep pushing them to what you want to do, you stick to it and you say, this is unacceptable, I'm not doing this, I'd rather not have a PICC line and just not have my infusions. And I said, I'm not using my feeding tube, I'm not doing anything until I get this done. And, maybe that was stupid of me. I didn't use my feeding tube for a couple days and I lost a lot of weight. So then I started using it. But I just did everything in my power for them to be like, okay, let's just do this. But they didn't want me to do Stanford. I didn't want to do Stanford. I thought Stanford was the best. Apparently not. So I'm going to be going to this surgeon from now on. And he really saved me. I mean, I don't know what I would have done if I hadn't have found him. They really would have had me on a PICC line for the rest of my life. And I would have ended up in the hospital with infections. Then I had to get the PICC line placed in an isolated room because of COVID. So that was super scary. And then I heard people like yelling for help and yelling for God and their moms. It was horrible. I mean, it was traumatic. I came home and I just cried in the bathroom. My husband kept asking me what's wrong, kept saying I should call my friends, I should call my mom, and I said I just want to be alone and I just want to forget. And I had to cry and I had to pray and I had to cry and I had to cry and I had to cry because it was heartbreaking, and I'm a very empathetic person and I couldn't help them. And a goal of mine is to go to hospitals and pray over people that are sick. And I can't do that right now, and right now is the time they need it. And so I feel like my illness is stopping me from doing my passions. So I'm going to also be starting to do some comedy on this because I have had so much stuff happen that just has to be told. That's ridiculous. I'll give you an example. I was in the store, right? And I looked all beat up. I had bruises from my peripheral IVs that didn't go in. I had just had surgery. I hit my head on something, so I had a bruise on my head. And then I was just dressed in my pajamas. My hair was all messed up. I just didn't care, right? And I had everything run up, and it was $12, right? She's like, God's putting it on my heart to pay for your order, your groceries. And I was like, we're at the dollar store, first of all. Second of all, thanks, but no thanks, because it's important for me to be independent. And I said thank you, and I was polite and everything, but in my head, I was just like, come on, we're at the dollar store. Just leave me alone, stop judging me, and just let me go to the store and just leave me alone. So I mean, that's honestly how I feel sometimes. So, anyway, if you relate, leave a like. I know this is like a 10-minute video, but a lot has been going on with me. I wanted to share it with you to see if there's any questions you had. Just give you some support, let you know that I'm here for you. I love all you guys. Thank you for subscribing, liking the videos, viewing the videos. Please go back, view the other ones if you have questions about, PICC lines, feeding tubes, TPN. I've done videos on everything. So, I mean, everything that I've been through. And this has been the last 12 years. So, please go back, watch the other videos, subscribe if you are getting any help from this. And again, ask me any questions that you want. I'm not a doctor, I'm an advocate, but I will help you the most I can. If I can't help you, I will ask my doctors and give you their advice, not saying that they are right because I am not a doctor, but I will reach out for you and find answers to your questions, whatever way I have to do that. All right, fam? All right, so Missy here, and I'm out. Talk to you later.